Welcome back students to the next video. In the last class we had talked about graphical representation of motion, where we talked about how to find out acceleration of the body from the VT graph. We also talked about how to calculate the distance traveled from the VT graph. Distance is represented as S. Now how to find out acceleration from the VT graph? We found out the slope of the VT graph, and this is nothing but perpendicular divided by base. We found out the ratio of perpendicular to the base and find out the slope of the VT graph and get the acceleration of the body. And we also found out the distance traveled. Distance traveled is represented as S, and S is nothing but area under the VT graph. That we have already talked about, and we have solved a few numericals also. Now, whenever we did all these discussions, we found that the acceleration of the body, the time taken, the velocity of the body and the distance, they are somewhere or the other interrelated to each other. So let us find out the relationship between all these quantities. Okay, so we will be discussing today in our video how to find out the relationship between all these quantities, and they are called as equations of uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. Now let us talk about equations of uniformly accelerated motion. So we have got a VT graph here, and from the VT graph you can see that u is the initial velocity of the body, initial velocity of body is u. So this distance, this length is u. From the graph you can see v is the final velocity of the body, so from here, this point to this point, it is v. T is the time taken to attain that velocity, and if you see this graph, it is a straight line. So let us say A is the uniform acceleration of the body. And S is the distance traveled. So in this case, initial velocity is not equal to 0. In this graph, if you look at, initial velocity is not equal to 0 here. In this case, u is not equal to 0. So that is why we are starting the graph from a point which is above the origin. So let us mark these points. Let us say this is A, this is B, this is C. So from this graph, if you look at, we can find out the acceleration. How to find out the acceleration? From this point A, we can draw a line here. So let us say this is D point, mark this as point D. So from this graph, acceleration would be equal to, from the graph, acceleration is equal to slope of VT graph. And what is the slope? We write acceleration as A. Slope of VT graph is nothing but perpendicular divided by base. And what is the perpendicular here? Now if you look at, this length is the perpendicular, so this is nothing but BD upon, and the base is A to D, so it is AD. So what is BD, the length of BD? If you look at this graph, B to C, this is completely v and this distance is u, so this would give me v minus u. So BD distance is, length is v minus u and the length of AD is t. So we get A is equal to v minus u by t. If you cross multiply it, you get AT is equal to v minus u, or we get v is equal to u plus AT. Now this is called as the first equation of motion. First equation of motion, and it is also known as velocity time relationship. Okay, so if the question comes derive velocity time relationship, you have to do the whole thing. You have to draw the graph here and then you have to write all these things, and then we have to find out the slope of the graph to get acceleration of the body. Now let us find out the distance traveled by the body. How to find out the distance traveled? We have already talked about the process. Distance traveled is equal to area enclosed by the VT graph with the time axis. Now area enclosed by VT graph with the time axis, if you look at, this is the area, and what is the figure? We are getting a trapezium here, so this would be equal to area of trapezium OABC. So this is the area of trapezium OABC. What is the formula? It is half into, now distance is represented as S, so S is equal to half into sum of parallel sides multiply height. So this is S is equal to half into sum of parallel sides. What are the parallel sides here? If you look at the graph, BC and AO forms the parallel side. This is one of the parallel sides and this is one of the parallel side, BC. So we can write AO plus BC, these are the parallel sides, into height would be OC. Okay, so this is S is equal to half into, what is the length of AO? It is U, plus what is the length of BC? It is V, into OC is nothing but T. Now we get this equation. S is equal to U plus V divided by 2 into time T. Now a few minutes later, before we talked about the first equation, it is V is equal to U plus AT. From this equation, if you find out AT is equal to V minus U, so T can be written as, or you can see V is equal to U plus AT. Can we put this value here? If you put this value, we would be using T is equal to V minus U in the next discussion. Now if you look at this, S is equal to half U plus, instead of V we can write U plus AT multiply T. Okay, now if you open this bracket, we get S is equal to half into 2ut. If I multiply this t with the inner the bracket, the variables which are inside the bracket, we get u plus u is 2u, 2u into t is 2ut, plus at multiply t, we get at square. Now multiply this half, we would get s is equal to half into 2ut plus half into 2ut plus at square divided by 2. So here 2 gets cancelled, we get an equation. We get the equation ut plus half at square. This is called as the second equation of motion. This is the second equation of motion, and we call it as distance, or we call it as position time relationship. We call this relation as position time relationship. Okay, this is the second equation of motion. And what is the second equation of motion called as? It is called position time relationship. What was the first equation called as? This equation is called as velocity time relationship. This is called as the position time relationship, where we have a relationship between distance and time, initial velocity and the acceleration. So how many quantities do you have? S, U, T and A. We have got 4 different quantities. If 3 are given, we can calculate the 4th one. Here you have a relationship between B, U, A and T. Again 4 quantities are given, so if 3 are known, we can find out the 4th one. Okay, so let us move on to the next discussion. Now we have already talked about distance traveled. We find out the distance traveled by finding out the area enclosed by the VT graph with the time axis. So we get S is equal to U plus V into T. Now in the previous equation we had used V is equal to U plus AT. We had replaced V by using U plus AT. Now from this equation we can get AT is equal to V minus U, or T is equal to V minus U by A. Now if you look at this equation, we have got S is equal to half U plus V into T. So instead of T, can we put this V minus U by A? Yes. So if you substitute this V minus U by A in place of T, let us solve this and find out what do we get. S is equal to half U plus V into, instead of T we can write V minus U upon A. Okay, so we open the brackets, we get S is equal to V plus U into V minus U, we get V square minus U square by 2 into A, we get 2A. So if you cross multiply it, we get 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. Now this is called the third equation of motion. Third equation of motion, which is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, and this relationship is called position velocity relationship. Position velocity relationship. Okay, so we derived 3 equations of motion. The first one was V is equal to U plus AT, which is written here. This is the third equation of motion. The second equation of motion was S is equal to UT plus half AT square. This is the second equation of motion. This is the first equation of motion, and this is the third equation of motion. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to use these 3 equations to solve different types of numericals. So the next discussion, let us discuss a few questions how to use these equations to solve simple numericals which come in the examinations. Okay. Now please look at this question. I have written a question on the board. A body is accelerating at a constant rate of 10 meter per second square. Now if you look at this question, a body is accelerating at a constant rate of 10 meter per second square. So what are the things given? Acceleration is given 10 meter per second square. Now if you see the second sentence, the next sentence, if the body starts from rest, means the body has started. So initial velocity of the body is equal to 0 as the body starts from rest. How much distance will it cover? So distance is represented by S. We have to calculate the distance traveled in 2 seconds. So time is given 2 seconds. Now if you look at this, we have got S, T, U and A. Now look at these three equations. If you look at these three equations, you have got S, U, T and A in the second equation. So for which equation do we use? Let us use S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So put the values now. UT, so 0 multiplied 2 plus half into A is given 10, T square is 2 square. So this part becomes 0. So this is 0 plus half into 10 into 4. So 2 2s are 4. So we get 20 meters. So this is the answer to this question. The question looks difficult for class 9 children in the beginning, but if you start solving these questions, the questions becomes very easy later. So let us do or go to the second question. Now see the question. A car acquires a velocity of 72 km per hour in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, starting from rest. So initially the car was at rest. So given, what are the things given? U is equal to 0 because the body starts from rest. Now acquires a velocity of 72 km per hour. So V is the final velocity. Final velocity is 72 km per hour, and whenever we solve the questions, we have to convert the units to the standard system. So this is 72 multiply 5 by 18 meter per second. So it is 18 fours are 72. So we get 20 meter per second is the final velocity, and the time given is 10 seconds. So what we have to find, the first question is finding the acceleration. After finding the acceleration, we need to know the distance traveled also. So if you see this question, we have to get two variables here, A and S. But if you see the variables which are given, U is known, V is known, T is known. So if we use these three, we can find out acceleration very easily. Which equation to be used? If we use this first equation of motion, V is equal to U plus AT, we can get A is equal to V minus U by T. And what is V? V is 20 meter per second, initial velocity is 0, time is 10. So it is 20 by 10, so we get 2 meter per second square as the acceleration of the body. Once we get the acceleration, we know A, we know T, we know V, we know U. Now we can use this equation, third equation we can use, or we can use the second equation. U is also known, T is also known, A is also known. You can use even second or third. So if you want to use second, you can use third also. Let us use both of these equations and find out. So if I use S is equal to ut plus half at square, we get ut, u is 0, multiply time is 10, plus half, a is how much? We have just calculated, it is 2, t square, it is 10 square. So this is 0, so we get half into 2 into 100. So 2 cancels, we get 100 meter as the answer. If you want to use this third equation, from the third equation we can write S is equal to V square minus U square by 2A. I am using the second equation here. I am using the second equation. So it is V square is 20 square minus 0 square by 2 into 2. So it is 400 divided by 4. So we get 100 meter as the answer. So you can use any one method. If you want to use this equation, you would get the same answer as you get the answer in equation number 3. Okay, now let us move to a third question related to equation of motion. Let us see question number 3. The brakes are applied to a car and the acceleration produced is 6 meter per second square in the opposite direction. Now if you see this question, brakes, if you apply brakes to the car, it is always going to produce a retardation. When brakes are applied, it always produces retardation, not acceleration. Acceleration is always in the opposite direction. So here the question has clearly mentioned it, that the acceleration of the car is 6 meter per second square in the opposite direction. So A is given minus 6 meter per second square because it is retardation. If the car takes 2 seconds to stop, so T is equal to 2 seconds. To stop means finally the car is going to come to rest. So final velocity of the car is 0. Calculate the distance it travels during this time. So we need to find out S. So how to find out? If I want to use V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, where we need to know V. V is known, but we don't know the value of U. We know the value of A. We don't know the value of S. Can we find out U from the first equation here? If we use the first equation, we can find out the value of initial velocity. If we know the initial velocity, we can use the second equation also. We can use the third equation also. So, using first equation, let us first find the initial velocity of the car. V minus U is equal to AT. So V 0 minus U is equal to A is how much? Minus 6 multiplied T is 2. So minus U is equal to minus 12. So minus gets cancelled. We get U is equal to 12 meter per second. So this value is known now. Now once you know the value of u has been calculated now, you can use the second equation of motion or the third equation of motion. If I use the second equation of motion, let me do it here. Solve the question here. S is equal to, we need to find out the value of S. So S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now what is the value of u? We got 12. So 12 into, what is the time t? We get 2 minus, because acceleration is minus here, half a is how much? 6, t square is 4. So we get 2. So we get 24 minus 12. So we get 12 meters as the distance traveled, and this is the answer to this question number 3. Okay, so these questions are very easy to solve, but the first thing that you have to do is you have to visualize the question. What are the things given in the question? If you note it down using symbols, it becomes very clear that which equation of motion is to be used. Like in this question, I don't have the value of u, so calculate u first. After we find out the value of u, you can use second equation also, you can use the third equation also to find out the answer. Let us move on to another question related to equation of motion. Please look at this question now. A train starting from rest attains a velocity of 72 km per hour in 5 minutes. Assuming that the acceleration is uniform, we cannot always have a constant acceleration for a train. The acceleration keeps changing because the velocity changes. But in this question, it has been given to assume that the acceleration is constant. Find the acceleration of the train and the distance traveled during this time. So if you see the question, the very first line is train starting from rest. So what are the things given? The initial velocity of the train is given 0 because it starts from rest. Attains a velocity of 72 km per hour. So final velocity is 72 km per hour. Now if you see the unit, it is 72 km per hour. So we need to convert into meter per second. So it is 72 multiply 5 upon 18. 18 into 4 is 72. So 4 into 5 we get 20 meter per second. So V is given 20 meter per second, and we have been given the time. Time is 5 minutes. Now if you see the time, unit is minutes, so we have to change it to seconds. So 5 into 60 we get 300 seconds. And what are to be calculated? We need to calculate acceleration of the body, and we need to find out the distance traveled by the body. So to find acceleration, we need to use the first equation of motion. A is equal to V minus u by t, because u is known, v is known, t is known. So v is how much? 20 minus u is 0 by time is how much? 300. So it is 20 by 300. 0 gets cancelled. You get 1 upon 15 meter per second square. Now you can keep the answer in fractions also. So let us keep it in fractions. So I think it would be easier for us to calculate the next part of the question. S. Now you have known u, v, t, a is also known. You can calculate S. So which equation can be used? You can use second or third, anything. Okay, so let us use the second equation. So S is equal to ut plus half a t square. So this is, what is u? 0. Time is 300 plus half a is 1 by 15, and t square, it is 300 multiply 300. Okay, so this becomes 0. So we get half into 15 into 300 multiply 300. Now 2 into 15, 30. So 30 into 10. So we get 3000 meter, or we can write 3 kilometers. So this is the answer to this question. So we have calculated the acceleration of the body. We also have calculated the distance traveled by the body. Let us do a last question in today's discussion. Okay. Let us see the last question for today. A bus was moving with a velocity of 54 km per hour. So this bus is it was moving. So initial velocity is given 54 km per hour. So this would be 54 into 5 upon 18. So we get 15 meter per second. So this is the value of u. On applying brakes, it stopped in 10 seconds. So finally the bus comes to rest. As the bus stops in 8 seconds. So time is 8 seconds. Calculate the acceleration of the bus and the distance traveled before stopping. So we need to find A and S from this question. So UVT is given, so we can find out A. So acceleration, to find out acceleration we always use the first equation of motion. So what is A? V minus U by T. What is V? 0. Minus U is 15 by time is 8. So it is minus 15 by 8 meter per second square. If you solve this, how much do you get? Minus 1 point. How much do you get? If you solve this minus 15 by 8, you will get minus 1.87 meter per second square. This is the acceleration of the body. Now you need to find out the distance traveled. So A is known, V is known, U is known, T is known. So you can use the second equation of motion, or you can even use third. Let us use the third one now. V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So V is 0 minus U square. So it is 15 square is equal to 2 into A is minus 15 upon 8. Now here I am going to use the fractional part because it is going to solve my question easier, or it is going to make the calculations easier. Half, so 2 into A into S. So this gives me minus 15 square is equal to minus 2 into 15 into S by 8. So find out S. 15, 115 gets cancelled here. So we get S is equal to how much? 15 into 8. 15 into 8 divided by 2. So it is, how much is 15 into 8? 125, which is 60 meters as the answer. So the distance traveled by the bus before it stops is 60 meters, and the acceleration is minus 1.87 meter per second square. Okay, if you use minus 1.87, you may get a different answer, but it would be very close to 60 meter. Okay, so what was today's discussion? We discussed about these three equations of motion. By using graphs, we derived these three equations. Now what is the important part here? Out of these three equations, you would be surely getting one of these equations to derive in your examinations. It's always a common question in every question paper that you would be getting either second or third, because the first one is very easy. It is of only 2 lines. So mostly you get the second equation of motion to derive or the third equation of motion to derive. and if you understand these three equations, then it becomes very easy for you to solve various types of numericals. So in the next video, whenever we are meeting for the next time, we would be solving a few numericals which are based on gravity, acceleration due to gravity, when a body is thrown up or when a body is coming downwards. So that would be a little bit a different question. There we have to take acceleration as 10 meter per second square or 9.8 meter per second square. The equations would remain the same. Okay, so next time till we meet, thank you, and like these videos which are sent by me, and please subscribe. Thank you very much.